We are live. We're live. Good evening, everyone. Um, Unfortunately, now that I wanted to go live, 2 seconds ago, that's when this the owners of this electrical power supply knew that they would collect it from me. But it's fine. It's fine. Um, you're all welcome to the session tonight, and we'll be having a very impressive, a very amazing conversation about book editing, getting your book published ready. And this is for those who are already authoring books and those who want to become authors, right? That's who the conversation is for. And I'm expecting a lot of people, to join us in this conversation because definitely I know that you have ideas, The speaker is going to do justice to all of this, but then even if you are not authoring, even if you don't have a book yet that you're authoring, I think it's worth it to to start conceiving that in your mind, to start thinking about it. So yeah, for the start, I would like us to introduce ourselves in the comment section. Mention where you are watching this from and your expectation for tonight. Just put it in the comment section before I introduce the speaker. Once you come in, confirm that you can hear me, and then introduce yourself in the comment section. So yeah, I'll be doing the introduction. I'm sharing this to the groups, the link, so that we'll kick off. But then I've shared it with the group already, and we'll be expecting to have people joining in. So yes, I think this is a good time to get started. Yeah, this is a good time to get started while every other person is joining in. So thank you very much. It's a huge pleasure. It's a huge pleasure and honor to do this with you, um, Oluwabori. I hope I got that correctly.
Yeah,
So
correct. Okay, thank you very
thank
much.
you very much.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've been seeing your posts on Facebook. I've been seeing your post on Facebook about publishing and writing and stuff. And it's just so organized. It's clear that this person knows her onions. This person knows what she's talking about. This person knows. So immediately I saw your post. I was like, yeah, let me use the opportunity and reach out so that we can collaborate on this. And here we are. Yeah. So yeah, once again, thank you very much. Let's
Yes.
drink from your well of wisdom.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this particular live broadcast. If you can hear me, please kindly indicate in the comment in the chat. If you can hear me, just drop it there. I can hear you. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you once again to Coach CJ. Thank you very much. All right. So without wasting much of our time, because I have quite a lot to do after now, so I'm just going to start. But then, if you can hear me, I would like that you just drop it in the comments, in the chat rather, that you can hear me so that I'm sure that my audio is clear. And also, if you can see the screen as well, too, please kindly indicate. I would appreciate that. My name is Olua Borishiele. I'm a book publishing strategist and founder at Popcode Publishing Limited. And today I'm going to be taking us on one of the very important process in book publishing, which has to do with editing of manuscripts. So I'm going to be doing some practical aspect of it as well. So it's not going to be theoretical; it's going to be practical and so on. I'm going to be sharing my screen when the time comes for that, and we're going to do that together. So I need you to be very involved. I love my class being, very interactive. I love to hear from my listeners, and I love that people also participate. Like, I'm not the only one talking; you're also talking as well. So that way, we are able to carry ourselves along, and at the end of the day we'll be able to learn one or two things. Thank you so very much for joining me once again. All right, so like I said earlier, my name is Bori. I'm a book publishing strategist. I'm the founder of Popcode Publishing Limited, where we churn out great and amazing books by great and amazing authors. I've worked on several books, like several. We publish books in hard copies, in soft copies. I have some of them here with me. This is one of the books we published in both soft copy and hard copy. This is another one. Great book by great authors. Here's another one. This is by a popular coach here on Facebook. I'm sure CJ will know the person. Here's another one too. Amazing book. This, I don't know if you can see them clearly.
Show
Another
me
one.
again. I did not see the one that you just showed.
Okay, this one is the Peculiar Youth. This one is like one of our latest book project, and we'll be working on another project for this particular author. This is the second book by the same author. Here is another one,
Mm.
Behind Closed Doors. Another one, The Undisputed Fact About Life. Okay. Then this, you also know this person too. Yeah, it's also a
Mm.
coach on Facebook. There's another copy of this, but I mean, I have like some other copies that I don't have here. I left them in the office. So that's just to tell you that I've been in this business for going to 7 years now, and I've worked virtually on every aspect of book publishing, starting with cover designs, editing, formatting, ISBN application, um, publishing on Amazon KDP. I've done like I have quite a lot of experience working on those different aspects. So that confirms to me that to you rather that I'm an authority in this area, and you should believe what I will be telling you here today, because I'm not just going to be telling you things from the internet or things that you can see online. I mean, these are real practical things that I engage with every single day, right? So let's get started. Like I said, this is 40 minutes past 8 already. I believe that more people will join us on this live broadcast. Okay, now let me say this before I proceed. When it comes to editing, right? Thank God for the advent of AI. I think I made a post yesterday on my timeline where I was sharing that, eyes have seen a lot. You see, the things that authors or intending authors do with AI, just in the name of writing a book, it's actually a lot, right? We worked on manuscripts that in the mind of the editor they're like, oh, I've edited it, it's okay, it's fine. Of course we know that it's AI generated. Right? And actually there is no issue with you using AI to write your manuscript, right? It's fine. But the basics is that the thing rather, or the problem is that most people do not even understand how to prompt write. Prompting is always the problem. So AI will just do the abracadabra and just pour everything out for you. Mostly just to understand where the manuscript is coming from. You have manuscripts of like 11 chapters to like 15, 17 chapters, right? Just know that this thing is AI. And they are so very confident and they're like, no, I don't need editing for this manuscript. Just go ahead and do every other thing. And it's not just about churning out books. You want to ensure that you have a book that will really impact the lives of the reader, right? A book that you'll be proud of 5 years later, something that you will sit back and then you pick it up again to read, and you're like, wow, because the content or the values in it still resonate with you even years after. And majority of people do not really consider that. They're always looking at the present gratification, as to say, oh, I'm now an author, I just published or launched my book last week, oh, I sold 10 copies. No, it's not really about that. And you should also consider that first impression really matters a lot. Like, people getting in contact with you for the first time through your first book, and they are saying that, oh, this is something they cannot comprehend. Last week, um the editor sent me a manuscript that someone had forwarded, to be worked on, a complete full book publishing package. And then, I mean, I had to just read through chapter one, chapter two, and I'm like, no, this is not it. If I was going to be a reader and I would purchase this kind of book, definitely I'm not going to come back again. because, and I'm not going to continue to read the book because I will drop it halfway and I'm saying, and I'll tell myself, I'm sorry, I can't continue reading this because it's just too complex. The words are too complex. The ideas are just too, I mean, so many big grammar. I do not even understand, even from introduction, what the book is about. I mean, it's just too complex, and that's what AI would do, and that's because you're not telling AI the right thing to do for you. And so most individuals or most intending authors come to the publisher to say, oh, my manuscript is okay, it doesn't need editing, just go ahead and do the other part. But let's not forget that it's very good to have a nice cover, aesthetically pleasing, even though sometimes some cannot be functional, but they are just this colorful and stuff. But then what about the content of your book? When the cover attracts them, when they open it, would they be able to find value? Like, would they be able to get value from it? Would they want to read it and then, okay, oh, thank you very much, Felix. I can see the comments now. Thank you. So would they want to read it and come back again and say, whenever this author writes another book again, I want to be among the first set of people that will buy this person's book, right? So it's very important that editing is one very key part that I always emphasize on. That it's very important that you get a professional editor. So what I'm going to be teaching you here today is the part that the author is meant to play, your own part as the author that you are meant to play before you then push your book out to a professional editor. The thing is this, every one of us, we have our own areas where we major in, right? You have other things that you do. Maybe you are someone that is into video editing, or maybe you are that person that is into Facebook ads, that's what you do. But you are not a professional book editor, and you cannot really rely on AI to help you do that because you have not even been trained in that line. So it is very important that after you must have done your part, then you need to also seek the service of a professional book editor. Because, and I'm going to say that I'm saying that rather because of two things. Number one, it's going to save you cost. Now, the rate, the amount that your editor will charge you, because you have already self-edited your manuscript, is going to be different from the amount the editor will charge you if you haven't, worked on it at all. So that's one. Then number two, also it will save time as well too. So the editor will not have to start, thinking and thinking, having to, keep your work aside to do another person work just because there are too many errors in it. So it will save time. Before you know, if it's meant to take like 2 weeks, maybe like 5 days, person is done. And in fact, I'm sure that when your editor sees such kind of manuscripts from you, they are like, wow, they will even commend your effort to say, oh, you have done well. In fact, you write well. You have done great. You have done a great job. In fact, I enjoy reading your manuscript. I enjoy editing your manuscript. I enjoy working on your manuscript. Why? Because you have done your part effectively. And it's also very important that you note that you don't edit while you write. That's one mistake that people make. As you are, and that's because of perfectionist. This perfectionist syndrome, whereby you just want to get everything perfect as one. When you write a paragraph, you quickly go over it again. You read. It's not like there's time for that. You should not be doing that while you are writing. If you continue to do that while writing, you will waste your time. You will write that book for 5 years. You write that book for 5 years, right? So it's very important that you first ensure that you're done writing. Write everything that you want to write about your book. If you are the type that likes to write or type your manuscript yourself, and if it is the AI people too that you want to consult to write your manuscript, ensure that yes, you have dealt with that particular subject matter. Everything that you want AI to write for you, all the thoughts in your mind, ensure that you have done that and it's complete. Then you can now sit back and begin to edit the manuscript. So it's basically self-editing that I'm going to be taking you through. One or two things that you need to know. And in fact, even when you're, and then let me say this part too. When you send your manuscript out to a professional editor, this is one mistake that people make, and it's out of laziness. And we shouldn't be lazy when it comes to our book project. Remember, it's a project. The way you handle your book project, that's the way you should handle, your building project, that's the way you should handle your book project. The way you handle your final year project, that's the way you should handle your book project. So it's not just one random project. No, you should give it time. You should create time to attend to it. So when your editor sends you your deliverables, I mean the edited manuscript, you should also go over it. Sometimes They might skip one or two things, and because of what you have learned, what you're going to learn here tonight, you'll be able to correct person and say, oh, I saw something somewhere, and they're like, oh, really? And they go and check it and they're like, oh, that's true, thank you. That means you are self-aware. You are also involved in the process. You fully understand what is going on. So nobody can go and edit your manuscript, collect money from you, and just give you one anyhow kind of work. You'll be able to say, no, this is not right. This is not appropriate. So I believe that we've gotten one or two things from there. So let's dive right into the slide. Editing your manuscript into a published ready book, a practical self-editing masterclass for authors and aspiring authors. All right. And please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to drop it in the comment. I can see the comments, so I would immediately attend to it. All right, so let's dive in. Next slide, please. Okay. So first and foremost, what is editing? Yes, editing is the process of reading, reviewing, refining, because there's also the refining part, especially if if for people that like to consult AI without proper knowledge of prompt, they don't know how to prompt very well. They just tell AI to write. For this kind of people, there will be a lot of refining, like whereby you have to write a sentence or a paragraph again, right? And then improving a manuscript. What are the reasons why you're going to be doing this? Is to make it clear, you want to make it correct, whatever it is that is written there, especially for non-fiction book that has to do with fact. You want to ensure whatever is written there is correct and that it's also engaging. It's not only for fiction books because those ones have to do with stories that will entertain you. No, even for non-fiction book, it should be engaging. If it's not engaging, your readers will drop your book midway and they will go and find something else to read or do. Also, the reason why you should edit your book is for consistency. You want to ensure that there is consistency in what you're doing. Like, it's not that I'm saying British spelling somewhere because your readers too are also, they have some level of intelligence, right? I'm reading chapter one and I'm seeing the spelling of color, COLOUR. And then I get to chapter two, I'm seeing COLOR. I'm wondering what's happening. Like, my brain is there's something going on in my brain. I'm wondering why the switch, right? So you want to avoid that. So it must, whatever it is that you do within your manuscript, it must be consistent. Also, the reason why you want to edit is you want to improve your manuscript. You want to improve your manuscript online, even for print. I can say that print soft copy publication is even better because you can make corrections and upload again. But for print version, once you print this book 100 copies, you know what it means. So do you now tell me that you now start opening and flipping through the pages one by one to go and start correcting? Do you want to use defects or what? Okay, so you don't want to do that. You want to ensure that it is actually ready for publication. All right. So now editing asks 5 questions, and the first one is, does it make sense? So an editor or you as somebody self-editing your manuscript, you're asking, does this sentence make sense? If anybody reads this, will it also make sense to them? You're also asking, editing is also asking rather, is it accurate? Is this information correct? Before somebody go and carry Google now and Google this thing out for me and say, this year is wrong. Go, it is 1985, not 1995, right? He's also asking, is the content easy to read and understand? I already talked about this, about a manuscript that we are currently working on. I think the manuscript is about facility management, basically for builders, architects rather, and then civil engineers, people that have to do with facility management, buildings and stuff like that. But oh my God, I mean, it is so complex. It looks like a research paper. That's the way it looks like. And this person wants to turn out a research work for the audience to read. I mean, so you want to ensure that it is very easy to read and understand. Also, editing is asking, is the language consistent? Just like I mentioned, color. There's British spelling of color and there's American spelling of color. So you want to ensure that there's consistency in the language being used. Also, editing is asking, is it fit for publication, whether online or in print? Is it fit? Okay, so those are the things that we need to note. Now, there are different types of editing. That's why sometimes when people give their manuscripts to edit, there's people that use AI. Those of us that use AI, let me be nice. Those of us that use AI, they be like, No, 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 no. There's no need for editing. Don't edit it. Just go and just design the cover, format it, and publish it on Sila for me. It doesn't work like that because there are different stages of editing, different stages, and there are four of them. You have the developmental editing, right? And that involves, it checks the manuscript structure, it checks the ideas, the content, and the flow. The reason is because sometimes some people write a manuscript and you realize that in the middle of it, they will divert from the what's it called now, from the structure, and they will write something entirely different. Please let me know if at any point in time you are not able to hear me. They will move away from me. They will say something else entirely, right? And this is what developmental editing is all about. To say, oh, dear author, at this point, it seems you are talking about something else, not the main topic itself. So these are all the things that will be checked under developmental editing. Check the content. Is this content okay? If you say your audience is teenagers, is this language okay for teenagers? Is this explanation okay for teenagers, right? So then the second one is line editing. Okay, can you hear me, please? Sorry, my network tripped.
No problems. This country, whenever there's a network issue, you will not know whose own it is. I even I thought it was mine. I was already checking whether
No,
it's my phone that is glitching or it's network, because it's very much expected. I was even surprised that.
no, it's fine.
So yeah, yeah. So everyone who is here, how has it been so far? I would like to hear your, like, you probably don't understand. You probably don't understand. For those who are here, you probably don't understand what she's doing right now. Um, don't worry, I'll still talk later. But let me give us a brief insight, a very funny insight. I saw your post about there's a post you made about using AI. Authors are planning to do funny things with AI this season. I looked at that post and I looked at it from two ends. The first part of me disagreed with you. Yeah, I'll tell you. I disagreed with you. I was like, nah. I mean, AI can do a lot of fantastic stuff. Initially, I've been working on a manuscript with AI, and the first one was giving me a fantastic result. But then it took a lot of brainstorming. And I know how to do the brainstorming. I know how to prompt the tool. I have my own system, my own system of what I do. But at the point I got tired, I was like, nah, this thing is it's a lot. It's tiring. You will be trying to tell AI one thing, it will be doing another thing. You tell it B, it will do C. You're just going back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, it's just I beg. The stress is too much. So eventually I figured out stuff. But then in the figuring out, I still realized that AI is very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very stubborn. If you There are some things that in fact, when you use AI to generate any manuscript, generate anything, edit anything, you have to sit down as a human being and read everything word for word. If not, you will see stupid things. You will see stupid things. Sometimes AI will even change some things for you. Change some parts of your manuscript. So yeah, let me pull up her slide. She's gonna come back. uh what's going on? Oluwabori. So yeah, what she's doing here is an amazing, amazing, amazing work. Amazing work, amazing work. You know, um, I mean, we can't treat it with levity. It's a lot. It's a lot of value. So that when you now want to start publishing your own book, you want to start writing your own book, you'll be well guided. You will know how to do it. Okay. So the message is not necessarily anti AI. That's the second part of me. It was after I had now run around, experienced what it looks like and how stressful it is, trying to iterate, trying to reiterate, trying to correct. No, don't do this, do that. Abba, can't you? I used to scold ChatGPT, you know. I combine a lot of tools. I use one YT to transcript. I use DeepSeek and I use ChatGPT. You know, and sometimes you just tell ChatGPT one thing, it will go and do 10 different other things that is not what you said. You know, at the point I would shout and shout and shout if I would get what I want. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to bring the best of both worlds. To bring in a place where there's human intellect, there's human touch, and the AI part, right? Because a lot of people, let me tell you what a lot of people are planning to do, which is what you are bringing up. That's where the point you were trying to make. A lot of people are going to just go to AI, write me a book on leadership, write chapter one, they will copy and paste, write chapter two, they will copy and paste. Then you now try to sell the book to someone living in Ikorodu, Lagos, and the book is sounding as if it was written by John Maxwell's grandfather. Sometimes that dichotomy is bound to happen, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. So yeah, please go ahead. Let me not let me not continue driving from here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All
Yeah, you're
right. So
welcome. All right.
it seems there is an echo, right? Okay. I guess it's from my own end here. So I was trying to explain the types of editing, and I stopped with line editing. So under line editing, you're looking at sentence clarity, the tone, and the readability. So is this tone okay? Like CJ was just saying right now that there's a way AI. See, AI is fantastic. In fact, I still used AI this evening before I joined this class, right? And I was saying to myself, I said, hey, ChatGPT's head is now correct with generating designs. So like, I mean, no stress, no stress. There was no stress at all. It was just giving me all I was asking it to do. I was like, wow, interesting. That these guys are really improved, right? There's no issue with using it. But then there's a way that you will tell AI to do something. Like, if you don't tell AI to do it very well, AI will just give you generic stuff, generic answers. And so, if the tone of your book is not really in such a way that it will touch the emotional, the psychological part of the readers, it will not connect, right? It will not connect. For example, if you are writing a book about motherhood now, first time moms, there's a way you would write, even from your own experience, that the person will feel like this author is talking to me. But if you use AI to write it and AI does not understand the emotional part of emotional side of where you're coming from, AI will just give you generic answers. Generic, like it will just be like somebody that went for a master class or more theoretical class and say 5 ways to nurse a baby, 5 ways to breastfeed a baby. I'll just be giving you bullet points. No, you don't want bullet points. You want to share experience. You want to bring your experience into it. You want it to touch the emotional side of them. So line editing is going to be checking the sentence clarity, the tone and readability. Now there's a way that AI would write some sentence for you, in just one sentence you will see five big ambiguous words that somebody has to go and carry dictionary and be checking the meaning. You don't want that. Then the third type of editing is copy editing. This is where you now check the grammar. And I can say that the last two part of this type of editing are the ones that we are very conversant and be like, is it not just to check grammar? You're charging me 150K. What is special? Is it not just to check spellings? Is it not just to check punctuations? But editing is beyond that. So under copy editing, we are checking for grammar, spelling, punctuations, and consistency as well too. Consistency in this in the kind of spelling you are using, whether you are using British or American English, consistency in capitalizations of words as well too, right? Then the last stage is proofreading. That's the common one that we are all aware of, where you do like proofing just to see again what has been done, any small tiny mistake that you can see again. Those are the four types of editing: developmental editing, line editing, copy editing, and proofreading. Now, that is why it is very important when you give your work to an editor. You would think they are doing just the last two, but no, they are doing much more than that. And I can tell you that those first two types of editing, they are like the core aspect of editing. Because and then this part is also where most authors too used to have issues with editors, and they'll be like, no, 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 oh no, you have changed my word. There's no word they are changing. They are helping you if you actually understand what they are saying. Because this is where people now start fighting the editors and say, oh no, they have changed it. I wrote it this way. It's like this. It's like that. No. The reason why they are helping here is because they are saying the way you have written this thing, it's not direct for your reader, like any typical reader that just picks up your book randomly to read. It's not easy for them to comprehend. They are asking, what is this book about, Gogon? What are they saying here sef? I don't even know. They're just saying grammar, grammar. What is it? That is the question they'll be asking. So this is where you need a professional editor. So basically, we're going to be covering the last two part of this type of editing. That's copy editing and proofreading. And it's funny that these parts too, they're also very, very important. Small things that will just spoil the whole thing. Imagine you have a sentence and there's no full stop. Then there are some people that they pay attention to details as readers. They will just cite it and say, wow, imagine there's no full stop in this sentence. Wow. Or maybe where you also have comma, or where you also have apostrophe. There's no apostrophe there. Those small, small, small things, they are very, very important. So today we'll be practicing self-copy editing and light line editing and proofreading basically. Okay, so let's move on. Now, today, like I said, is a practical class. I'm not here to waste time because I want us to go and do some other things. I can see someone here in the comment section saying, can we go back to the class? All right. So today we are going to be meeting the patient that we want to work on. Going to be meeting the patient that we want to work on today. It's actually a messy draft that we are going to together. We're going to highlight where the errors are, and we are going to make corrections as well. And so in the manuscript I'm going to be showing you right now, there are over 30 editorial issues with it, which we are going to see by ourselves. And this is where I need you to please pay attention and also be very active. Everybody must participate. I'm not going to do this alone. That is the way you are going to learn. That is the way whatever it is you will pick from this class tonight is going to stick and stay with you. So we're going to be doing this together. I'll be asking you questions, and then you'll be dropping your answer for me in the comment section. Any error that you see, you point it out, and then we'll both correct it together. Okay, now I have said some things at the start of the class. In case you missed it, they are very important things. And when it comes to editing, editing has to do with small, small rules, like small, small rules, simple, simple rules that we are going to be taking cognizance of as we go on in the course of this practical session. So I already said some important things earlier, that this that I'm teaching is self-editing, which is like the role that you have to play as an author before you then send your book to a professional book editor. Even editors, chief editors still send their book out for editing. So you are not too big to send your own book out for editing. So don't let the devil deceive you that you don't need an editor. No, ensure that you seek the service of a professional editor. And I always say this, check my timeline on Facebook, you always see it there, that there is a professional book, there's a book professional rather, that is within your budget. There is someone that can work within that your budget, and it's not even about it. They will still give you quality work for that budget. It could mean that they are just starting out, and so for that period of time, that is what they could afford to charge you, and yet they will still do good job. Do you understand? So don't let it be like, oh, editing is too costly, I heard my friend said he spent 150K to edit a 100 page. No, no. There is somebody that can work within your budget. The most important thing is you are asking them the right question, right? And I think that's where most times we authors we miss it, right? We don't ask the right questions. You want to work with the publisher and you're asking them, where's your address? Are we talking about address in this case? You are not asking them for samples of works they've done. You are not going to their social media pages to check what they are doing. If I actually it is what they say they are doing that they are doing, you go and check their social media page and you are seeing them sharing skit of Layi Wasabi or sharing Tahoma skit. You don't want to go there and go and be seeing all those things and you want to give them your work. No. So these are they should you should learn to ask professional service professionals the right questions before you give them your before you give your job to them to do for you. So ask the right question. Don't go and be asking where are you located, and they will now say they are in Lagos. Now say sorry, I'm in Enugu. I'm sorry, we can't work together. You don't want to do that. You ask the right questions. Tell them to show you samples of works they've done before. Who are the people they worked with before? Go to their social media page on Facebook. Go and check their clients. Go and ask their client that, excuse me, so I saw so and so person. I realized that they've worked with you on their book project. Would you recommend their service? These are the things that you should do. Don't go and be asking, where are you located? Where is your office? It's not done. Okay. So then another thing again is that, like I said, there's an editor that can work with you even based on your budget, right? And it's always very important that you do your own part. If you play your part, the editor will do their part. So if you are editing oh, I'm trying to check my network. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now, but before I do, I just want to quickly share this. The PubCo self-editing checklist. Before you send your manuscript to an editor, you need to check spelling errors. You need to check missing words, check tense consistency where you're supposed to use present tense and past tense, check British and your American English. Now most times most authors, and if you use AI, if you don't tell AI will use American English most of the time. Go and check it. And how do you know the Z words, like the Z letter? So in words like realize, it will use Z instead of S in realize, right? So by default, AI will use American English. And because we are Nigerians, the appropriate one to use is the British English, because we have been colonized by the British. So you should use British English, except in cases where maybe you do not live in the UK, you live in the United States, then you can now go for American English because of your audience right in your location. But by default, if you're in Nigeria, please use British English. That is the one that we formally know. Okay. Then also when you're self-editing, you're checking for AI sounding expression. See, those guys on the street, they understand, they know AI oh. Even the bricklayer behind your house knows when you send a message, they know say dis thing na AI, na AI. Immediately if you send WhatsApp message and e ends with exclamation mark, na AI. Because you know all these things now, because it keeps reoccurring. You've seen it in that this is AI, right? So even if at all you have used AI to write your stuff, you want to ensure that to the barest minimum, you ensure that nobody will suspect it is AI, because it will sound like a real human being, right? So you want to avoid AI sounding expression. There are so many common words. A very good example, please, I need somebody to put this in the comment section. Give me examples of popular AI words. Let me even know if you know what we are saying now. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Put it in the comment section. Give me examples of popular AI words. Like, give me examples. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Let me see. Who is going first? I'm checking the comments. Give me examples of popular AI words. Give me examples of popular AI words. Yes, I want to see it. I'm checking the comment. I want to know if you're actually following me, if you are getting what we are saying here. Give me popular examples of AI words. Yes, that you know that once I see this word though, I know say na AI. Not say anybody fit tell me. Oh yeah, put it in the comment. Let's see. Let's see who and who. So that by the time you start seeing these examples and then you are writing your own book, you remember to say, AI is giving me this word. Let me quickly change it to before they will detect that this thing is AI already. So no, okay, know this. Okay. I need more, please. Susan, are you there? Real gist with Ewa. Felix, are we there? Please, let's put it in the comment section before I start sharing my screen to start the practical aspect. There are some common AI words. There's one very common one that when AI started, like when people start using AI now in this Nigeria on Facebook, etc. Hey God, hey, there's this popular one. Hi, I don't want to say it. I want to be sure that people are actually here. Let's be honest oh, let's that once you just see that word, there's one popular word. I remember, okay, let me start. There's one word called tapestry. Yes, tapestry. Once you see that tapestry like this, you just know, this is AI. Mm. You see words like explore. AI likes explore a lot oh, explorer, explore. You see words like explore. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. Who is here with me? So we have to ensure that we avoid those AI. I know there is still more. So if you can hear me, you can see me, please just put it in the comment section. I will get back to that. Also, you have to ensure your paragraph length. Yes, you write a very lengthy paragraph. It is too much. There's a way it stress your eye when you are reading a very lengthy text. So you have to ensure that you break it down. You don't want to have a very lengthy paragraph. Then Bible references, these ones, pastors on the call will understand. We have some apostles of fire that when they write a book like this, that one is even another case. When they write a book, their manuscript is half, in fact, 70% Bible quotations and then 30% message. Okay, the 70, they will quote out, instead of them to just highlight the Bible reference, they will quote everything. They can quote the whole of Genesis chapter 1 from beginning to the end and write everything. And then by the time the editor receives the manuscript, they're like, oh, there's a lot of work to be done here, not knowing that it's just Bible quotation that is 70%. And if you are in the act of doing that, you are not helping yourself because your editor will charge you more, right? I'm sure you know that editing is done per word count. So per character, per word count. So you want to ensure that you don't just put some words that would make your editor to be charging you anyhow. So you want to reduce it to the barest minimum. Bible verses are good, but remember that your readers, they have Bibles. They have Bible on their phone. They have Bible in their house. Don't come and start quoting Bible and type everything inside your manuscript. That's not the best. So you want to also learn how to reference your Bible, the chapters of the Bible. Then numbers as well too. How do we write numbers? Right? How do we write numbers? Date. What's the appropriate way to write dates in your manuscript? Punctuation. How do you use your comma, your colon? Now, if you are using AI, watch out for this too. M dashes. There are different in that dash. You will be seeing dash. Sometimes you see AI likes dash. You will put in dash. The dash are different type of. We have the hyphen, right? Hyphen is for compound words, right? We have hyphen, we have N dashes, and we have M dashes. En dashes and M dashes, EM dashes. The long one that AI usually uses the M dashes, EM dashes. And you don't want to use that. For people that are already very used to AI, once they see that in your book, they know that now AI dropped this one. So you want to hide that from them. So what do? We'll learn it here as well too. Um, repetition of words, repetition. In fact, you will realize that in some people's book, they will be saying the same thing in three different ways. You don't want to do that. Say it once and we have gotten it. Don't say one thing three times. Avoid it by all means. And so if you that's why when you send your book to an editor and then you realize that, oh, this particular chapter one initially was 6 pages, now it's now 5 pages. What happened? They've removed some repetitive words or sentences or paragraph from what you've written before. Then your headings too. How should your headings be? Then the formatting. I will teach you small formatting as well. All right. I want to believe that we are learning. If you are learning, put it in the comments, say I am learning. Put it in the comments, say I am learning. Put it in the comments, say I am learning. If you are learning, put it in the comments, say I am learning. I am learning. All right. So the first one we're going to be looking at right now, I'm about to start sharing my screen so that we can start working on our patient, which is the mercy draft that I have here that we want to edit together. So if you are ready, put it in the comment section. Say I am ready. I am learning rather. If you are learning, say I am learning. I am learning. I am learning. I want to see that. Or CJ, should we end this thing? It's like people are not, they don't want to learn. No, it seems they know everything already. Maybe we just end this particular live session. I think we've had enough now.
I beg oh. I'm learning oh. I'm learning oh. I beg. Don't worry. I don't
Oh,
even know why. I
thank
don't know why this people
you.
are not joining. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I can see real gist with Ewa is
I got
already sending
you
her
people should
message
comment to
already.
before the session will end. So if the session end now, na money I go use bring am back. And my salary I go use pay her. So I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It seems you are
Okay,
muted.
so yes,
Okay,
yes.
yes, yes.
Now, all right.
Now,
Thank you very
all right,
much,
thank you
real
very
gist with
much.
Ewa. Thank you.
But
Because of her,
thank
I
you.
will
Because
continue.
of
So let
that,
me share my
continue. So
screen
let me
now.
share my screen now.
So the first one we want to
So the
spot
first thing we
now.
want to support now.
Just give me a sec. All right. I want to believe that you can see my
All
screen
right,
now.
don't see that you can't see my screen now.
Okay. CJ, can you see my
Okay.
screen?
TJ, can you? I'm pulling it up.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
All
So,
right.
yes.
So, yes.
Now, this is the messy
Now, this is
draft.
the mess draft.
This is the messy draft you're going to
This
be
is the message
working
draft that
on.
we're working on.
It's just like a pull out of
Just like
from
a
a
pull out of
particular
a
book.
particular.
CJ, please kindly unmute.
So you stand your
Sorry, kindly mute yourself rather. Okay, yes. So now this is it here. This chapter 4 is like an excerpt of a particular script, but then we just work on this, right? Number one thing is if you look at this now, this is the way a draft is always like you can see chapter 4, see the heading. The person said some thoughts about writing books. Some thoughts like random thoughts, some thoughts about writing book. And then there's a formatting error. Of course, this one still has to go through formatting properly. You can see all the edges of the text here. It's not really what we want. Okay, now, so the first thing you're going to be checking for is spelling errors, right? You want to check for spelling errors. You want to check for spelling errors. You want to see the spelling errors there. So I believe that you can read through. So anywhere you see the spelling error, just let me know. Anywhere you see spelling error, let me know. Spelling error. Let's first look for those spelling errors first. Spelling error, spelling error, spelling error. If you can see the spelling error, just let me know. They are very small and minute. Spelling error anyway. Just put it in the comment. I will see it. Don't forget I said this thing we are doing it together. I don't want to do it myself. We are doing it together. So let's see. Where are the spelling errors? I've seen one already. Where are the spelling errors? So if you have seen, see the screen, so I know what to do here again.
Can I say what I saw?
I'm looking.
Looking.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, I saw the speaker says I feel like there's also a tense issue. Um, yeah, I've noticed some past tense, but since we are talking about spelling, she often writes. Mm,
Yes.
yeah, for 3 hours every Saturday, and then abandons the
Already.
project for weeks. So I think more of what I'm seeing is like tenses. Then a lot. Okay, I don't know.
A
Is that
lot.
correct?
Yes.
Love, yes.
Let's start with a
Let's start
lot.
with the
That's
Lord.
not the spelling of
That's
receive.
not
And you can
very
see
good.
already,
And you can see already,
the editor here on this
let it go here.
application has already
Yeah,
highlighted it.
Highlighted.
yeah.
Exactly. So a lot is
Exactly.
not
A lot
one
is
word. There
not
are two
one
words
word,
there.
that word
A
there.
and lot.
Hmm.
A
So that's
and
the
lot.
first correction.
That's the first.
So I'm
Then she
going to
have
be
been.
using
Using,
okay.
okay.
So now for in
She
order
have
to
been.
edit
Not
this, so that we
that
can see what
so
I'm
that we can
doing,
see what
I'm
I'm
going to be
doing. I'm
using
going to be using
the editor aspect of this app, which is Microsoft Word. Basically, just go under review, then you put new comment. It will show the comment by the side. All right, so this a lot. Now we need to split it. I need to split it, so let it track changes. So add space in between, a lot. So the right word should be a lot. A lot should be a lot, separate, like a lot. So this should be a lot instead of, so that's the first one. All right, so now another one again that I can see here. That's why you have to take your time to read through. It's not something that you have to rush. Please, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now another one again that is here, can see another one, receive. Now another one is organize. There's organize here too. Now this one here, this spelling of organize here is the American spelling. So you want to ensure that it is British spelling and you want to ensure it is consistent. So what do? We correct this one as well. So you change it to S. So you change it to S. So that's the correct spelling. Change it to S. So change organize to organize. Because, and the reason why we are doing that is the British spelling of organize is S, the American spelling is Z. You want to avoid that. You want to avoid that. What other one again? Now, here you can see already, even this the Microsoft Word has even highlighted them for us. You can see them here, they are very plenty. I don't even know why they oh God, I should have removed the red line. Oh. But then this is it here. The spelling of receive is wrong. This is not the spelling of receive. I'm sure it must have been maybe because of when the person was typing it, they just mistakenly typed the wrong spelling. Same thing with the word separate. Now, most people, if they don't look at this word separate, they will not know it is wrong. Even this begin, some people still spell their beginning this way. That is why sometimes I'm saying, yeah, some things you do, you think, oh, it is good and okay, but no, these are some something that readers will pick. So here now, the spelling of receive, the E should come before the I. E is meant to come before the I. So for this one, the E is meant to come before the I. So we have receive instead of this other one that is here. Then separate is not separate, like separate, separate. So here, this is wrong. Separate. Right? Same thing with occasion too. Same thing with occasion too. Same thing with occasion. Please, can you still hear me? Let me check the comments.
Yo,
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we also have occasion. Beginning. Beginning is double N. Beginning is double N. So that's under spelling error. Beginning is double N. Beginning is double N, right? Then what other ones again? Now you can see that the person still repeated the same mistake again, even here to down here in this last paragraph. The person still repeated the same thing for beginning. So we are going to correct that as well too. Beginning. So that's Begin. So beginning. Okay, recognize is correct. The spelling is correct. The spelling of recognize here is correct. So initially you can have it as Z. If you have the Z, you need to correct it to S. So this spelling is correct. I think those are the ones I can see. If you can still see more, any other correction, just let me know. If you can still see any other correction, drop it in the comment section. Don't forget I said we are doing this together. Okay, so we've been able to correct some of the spelling errors that we have here. Now, in case you are now working with, let's say you are working with a manuscript, let's say you are working with a manuscript for let me see, you are working on a manuscript that is quite lengthy. Hmm? Let's say I think it is double C and then one S. Yes. Now let's say you are working on a manuscript that is quite lengthy. This is just 2 pages, right? Let's say you are working on them. Let's say you have like 100 plus. You can't be searching for them. So what you do is that you just come to find there, find and replace. Under find and replace, just find that particular find that particular word, right? Just come to replace, click on replace, then type the wrong spelling and replace it with the correct one. Then you click on replace all. So it will automatically correct everything for you without you having to start looking at it one by one. Do you understand? So once you just find out a word that is wrongly spelled, immediately use your replace option here to find other similar words and then replace it with the correct spelling. So that way it helps to save time on your own end as well. You don't have to read and read and read and search the whole of the document. So that's that. Now, so that's how we were able to solve the spelling errors in our manuscript, right? We corrected a lot: receive, separate, occasion, beginning. So the next thing that I want to correct is missing words and awkward sentences. We want to correct missing words and awkward sentences. Now, according to what I have in my slides, this actually happens frequently, especially for people that are typing. If you are the type that likes to type your manuscript on your phone or your laptop, there's a way the word is coming in your head, but in the course of you typing, you might omit the word. It happens to us too. Whenever you want to type or chat on WhatsApp, you are typing a sentence in a hurry. The thing is flowing in your head, but as you are typing, you have omitted a word or even a letter, right? So, and then there are certain sentences that are also called awkward sentences. This actually comes under line editing, whereby the sentence is just too big, it's too ambiguous, it's too lengthy. It's like when somebody wants to say, I'm not interested again, I want to go. And then you now start explaining and explaining and explaining instead of it to just come out straight, right? So we'll be looking at missing words and awkward sentences. So and then one way to do this, to find missing words actually, because sometimes if you don't read the sentence again and again, it might look like it's correct, but it's possible that a word or two is missing. So you can read the sentences out aloud, or you can use the read aloud feature on Microsoft Word to do that as well. So let's go back to the manuscript now and go and look for missing words and then some awkward sentences as well. Hope we find them. So go back again to the beginning. Now, the first one I'm going to see here is this, the heading of the chapter, which is this one here, this chapter heading, some thoughts about writing books. I mean, that is some thoughts. If you are saying some thoughts, it means that there are still more thoughts. Why are you not giving us all the thoughts? Why are you giving us just some? You don't want to give your audience just some. You want to give them all because you want to show that I know this thing or I've experienced this thing. So instead of using some, when you are using some, it means you are not sure, right? So you want to remove that and say thoughts about writing books. So we're going to take up this part, thoughts, we remove it, remove the sum, and then we leave it as thoughts about writing book as the heading, the title of the of this chapter 4. Now and then don't forget that a sentence, right, it should start with capital letter. So this should be in capital letter. Of course, we're not going to be putting full stop because it's so this is going to be capital letter T. Yes, thoughts about writing books. And then now after this one, after this stage, it now depends on the whoever will format this manuscript now to then go ahead and do, maybe put it in all capital letters or to capitalize the first letter of each word. That's just in the hand of the formatter. So that's for that. Now another one again, let's see. If you read this first sentence, it's a very long sentence. You can see, very long sentence. It says writing a book is one of the most transformative experiences anyone can embark on. And in today's rapidly changing landscape, many aspiring authors want to become published because they believe having there's something missing there, because they believe that having a book, so that is missing in between believe and having. So that's why I said you need to read and read again. If you don't read and read again, you would think it's right, but by the time you read again, you'll be like, there's something wrong somewhere, something is missing. I'll take that again. It says writing a book is one of the most transformative experiences anyone can embark on. And in today's rapidly changing landscape, many aspiring authors want to become published because they believe that having a book automatically makes them successful. So that is something that is missing here. But I just don't want to rush the whole thing. If not, there's for this particular part, this sentence is too long, right? It's too long just to pass a simple message. It's too long. So we have to find a way. These are part of what we call the awkward sentences, I guess. Yeah, awkward sentences. So these are part of the ways to shorten these things. These are one of the things that your editor will do, right? To make sure that they reduce this part or split the long sentence into more sentences. So here we can make this shorter. The first one says writing a book is one of the most transformative experiences anyone can embark on. Full stop. Put full stop here. Let's digest this one first. Full stop. There should be full stop here, right? And then for this one too, it says then you can now say in today's world, so we don't need this and. So in today's world, then this I should be in capital letter because it's starting a sentence. You start a sentence with capital letter and end it with a full stop. That's what makes a complete sentence, right? So that's that. So we can now read the sentence again. Writing a book is one of the most transformative experiences anyone can embark on. In today's rapidly changing landscape, many aspiring authors want to become published because they believe that having a book automatically makes them successful. So here you want to put comma, right? Because there's the way you read. Comma means pause. Full stop means stop. Like take a long breath, a deep breath. Comma, a short one, right? Then you proceed. So in today's rapidly changing landscape, many aspiring authors want to become more published become published because they believe that having a book automatically makes them successful. Now, there's something also too wrong here, and that's the word today. In today's, that spelling, there's something wrong there. There's something that is missing. There's something that is missing. I want to be sure people are following. There's something that is missing in today's. In today's rapidly, something is missing. Did anybody catch that? Something is missing. So I think an apostrophe is missing there. So it should be in today's apostrophe S. So you put apostrophe in between. In today's rapidly changing landscape, many aspiring authors want to become published because wants to become published because they want to become published because they believe that having a book automatically makes them successful. So I think we are okay with that. It says although there are benefits to becoming an author, writing alone does not guarantee impact. Now this second sentence again is very very long. Is very very long. So you are thinking of ways to express this or communicate this idea in a shorter way. You don't want too many stories. You don't want to disturb the head of your audience. You want to make it simple and short. It says although there are benefits to becoming an author, writing alone does not guarantee impact, sales or influence. And many persons discover this much later after spending a lot of money on printing books that readers hardly buy. So we can split this particular sentence into two, right? We can split it into two. Okay, so that will now be, you can say although there are benefits to becoming an author, writing alone does not guarantee impact, sales or influence. And we can even say writing alone does not guarantee impact, sales or influence, although there are many benefits to becoming an author. So you can twist this or rewrite this in a way that it will be direct without it being too lengthy. So that means at this point, after influence, we should break this sentence into two, right? Although there are benefits to becoming an author, writing alone does not guarantee impact, sales or influence. So we should put full stop here and then we start with many. So you delete this and then make this M capital letter M. Right, many persons discover this much later. Many persons discover. Now this one is not discovers, is discover, right? Because of the persons. So that's why I said there are small rules and regulations that you need to, there are small little rules that you need to note, you need to take note. So many persons, we can, in place of persons we can also use people, because when you use people it refers to more than one person, right? So in place of persons you can say people. Many people, so many people discover this much later. So you remove the S because the people is more than one, plural. So many people discover this much later after spending a lot of money on printing books that readers hardly buy. Full stop. Right. I remember, now this person I remembered is wrong. It should be I remember. I remember attending a conference in Lagos on June 5, where a speaker shared that she had worked with 5 coaches, 7 consultants, and 15 pastors over the years. Yet, she still struggled the to complete her manuscript. Now, there's something about yet and still. When you use yet, you should not use still. When you use still, you should not use yet, because they are like you can use them interchangeably. Just like there was something I said earlier while I was referring to CJ. I said please kindly. So please and kindly, they express the same intention, right? But it should not be used together. Rather, you can use them interchangeably. So you cannot be saying please kindly. If you are saying please kindly, you are still saying the same thing. Just like when you say I will revert back. I will revert, simple. I will get back, it's simple. And now still using revert and back. They are like two things, like tautology, like you're saying the same thing like twice. So you want to avoid that. So when you use yet, you should not be using still. When you use still, don't use yet. Don't use the two. So it says and yet she struggled, and she still struggled, right? I believe you are learning. Are we together? Are we together? Oh, thank you. Thank you. You just whichever said apostrophe. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So when when you use, so take note of this, yet and still, they can be used interchangeably. When you use yet, you should not be using still. When you use still, don't use yet, right? So those are one of the things to correct there. So here it says, I remember attending a conference in Lagos on June 5, 2026, where a speaker shared that she had worked with 5 coaches, 7 consultants, and 15 pastors. Okay, 15 pastors over the years. Full stop. Still, or yet she struggled. Okay, comma. Let's put comma then instead of full stop. Yet she struggled to. She struggled. Okay. Yet she struggled. Yet she struggled to complete her manuscript. Right. Then continuation. She explained that since 12 June 2026, she have she have been no she have been it should not be she have been, right? That have there should be had. She had been, because in the past she's recounting something that happened in the past. So she had been trying to finish her book, but keeps postponing the process because she feels overwhelmed. So that have there should be had, because she felt overwhelmed. Don't forget, you are sharing an experience in the past. So she had been trying, it should be had, she had been trying to finish her book, but keeps but kept, this should be kept, right? Because she's writing from an experience that happened in the past. So she had been trying to finish her book, but kept postponing. So this should be kept, but kept postponing the process because she felt overwhelmed. So because she felt overwhelmed. Now, the speaker says she often write for 3 hours. She often write. Again, tenses. We have now moved to tenses now, from missing word to tenses now. Writing in the past. When you write from a past experience, you use past tense, right? So she says she often, now this say here should be said because you're writing from the past. So she said she often wrote. Past tense of write is root. You can see that is a lot, right? Now I'm still going to explain how you can still use AI, right? Like how you can prompt your AI even at the beginning before you start generating the content for your manuscript, while taking note of this small small stuff. Of course, AI will not make tenses grammar for you. It will not make tenses grammar for you, right? It will not omit words, right? But this one are just for people who would love to always write directly, right? So she often wrote. Okay, she said. So let's read the sentence again. Mituka said she often wrote for 3 hours every Saturday. Okay, and then abandoned the project for a week. And then not abandoned the project for weeks. So let me just stop with these first two paragraphs, right? So with this first two paragraphs now, we've been able to identify the missing word, the awkward sentences, and also the tenses as well, right? If you are writing from the past, you learn to make sure that your tenses are in the past. You use past tense. That's tense consistency. I remember attending is I remember attending. She have been trying. It should be she had been trying. The speaker says, because you are recalling something from the past. The speaker said, she often write, no, she often wrote, right? So you have to ensure that there's consistency. Because, and then another thing again, that mistakes that authors do make is that whenever they are sharing their experience from the past, they will always mix writing in past tense and in present tense. You have to ensure that there's consistency in that. So if you want to write in past tense, write in past tense, especially for story fiction writers, people that are writing stories, novels. Ensure that you choose that, oh, AI you write this thing as if you are writing in past tense. AI you write this thing as if you are writing in present. So when AI is generating content for AI is generating content based on the instruction that it's being given, so that you will not be contradicting yourself. Okay. So another thing that we want to check again for is British and American English. I think I've explained that already. British and American English. The word organize, the words with letter Z, the letter Z word should be replaced with letter S, and I think we already did that. Organize here, we corrected organize. Recognize is also another one. To recognize, recognize, we have recognize here, even though it has been corrected already. It's S instead of Z. Then another one is color. Color. Color is COLOUR. The U in the word color is important. So you have to check that as well. So also another one is maximize. It would always come with Z, but make sure that you use you change it to S. So, and because those words are very common in AI generated content, if you have used one, ensure that you use the find and replace icon here to find and replace the possible words wherever they occur in your manuscript. So that way you keep the manuscript clean, right? So that's under that's that for British and American English. And I've explained that because we are Nigerians and we are being colonized by the British, you should always use British English. But if you live and reside in America, for example, now, because your audience will mostly be those people there, then you can now decide to use American English. And because you've lived there for, let's say, most of your life, you are already used to their spelling there. So you should endeavor to use that. But in other cases, use British English and follow it all through. So another one again, to another thing that we'll be considering is AI expressions, right? Now, here in my slide, I have it that professional editors increasingly recognize AI cliches, and then many readers do. And these are like that tapestry now is very common, right? AI loves that word a lot. Though now I think it has reduced and I stopped using that word now. But you see words like navigate, they are very popular word, explore, um um intrinsic. Yes, that's another word, intrinsic. AI loves that word, intrinsic. So these are common words that you have to note, right? And then you have to avoid them. So how do you solve these AI expressions? Now, when you are prompting your AI, for those that love to use AI to write their manuscript, you will tell AI, there's a way. If you are using ChatGPT for every project, this is your book project, right? There are instructions that you need to give AI concerning that project, so that AI can be able to go back to it and remember that this person said this, so I'm following this instruction. So you tell AI, while in the course of, before you start running or you start writing your stuff, to tell AI that AI should use British English. Then you will tell AI to avoid generic AI expressions or AI words, and you even give it example that avoid this word. I don't want to see these words in my book. If I see it, I will sue you. So you tell AI the words to avoid, and other expressions like that. AI knows the words to avoid, right? Now, in case it now happens that AI did not, your own AI, like CJ said, refuse to listen to you. He now went to be doing anyhow that he likes, and then decide to put some small AI words for you. What you need to do is, by the time you are reading through the sentences already, you can see that this word is too ambiguous, it's too big. What do? Go and look for synonyms of that word. So let's say, for instance, now the word is, let's go back to our manuscript. You can see, see all the red that we already have inside the small manuscript. See red, plenty red. So here now it says writing a book is one of the most transformative experience. If you feel that transformative is too big for your audience, go and look for synonyms of transformative. You will see so many synonyms. Synonyms are similar words, right? Words that you can use in place of another word that will still mean the same. Those are synonymous words. So go and look for the synonyms of transformative. Replace that word with that particular um the new word, right? So you can use your find and replace to do it in several other places where that happens. So that's how to clean your manuscript to ensure that it is free of how do they say it now, so that people will not be able to detect that it is AI, right? And even to help your editor as well, so that they will say, ah, thank God, this one manuscript is still clean, at least to a large extent. I will not have headache. I will read this book with joy. I will edit it with joy. So words like transformative, landscape, change. Which landscape is AI changing? Which landscape? So you go and look for synonyms of landscape and you replace it with it, right? Sometimes you might not even need to replace it with another synonym. You might just need to rephrase the sentence again in another way, right? Then what are other words that we can see here that looks AI-ish? Um, okay, let me see. Are there any other AI word that are very, very, very common? Unfortunately, illusion, those ones are still okay. Criticism, procrastination, still okay. Huh. So you can see this transformative again here. See landscape here again. This is landscape here. Change it. Now, within today's publishing world, instead of saying landscape, publishing world, right? Transformative journey. Then underscore too. This is a robust and dynamic reality that underscores the transformative journey every writer must go through. Instead of using navigate, use go through, so that there will not be navigate every now and then. Use go through within today's publishing terrain, publishing world, publishing business or publishing field. Those are other words that you can use to replace it so that it doesn't sound AI-ish, right? So that's just about that. Now let's move on to another important aspect to check on. I believe that we are following. Please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask me. Please ask me. Yes, yes, thank you. Add, kept, thank you. In fact, real gist with Ewa is following. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Okay, so another one is it's to consider M dashes, like I said, M dashes. So let me show you what M dashes look like in this particular messy draft of ours. So I think we have them here in this, yeah, this particular paragraph here. You can see them. It's very common. All those long dashes. Avoid it, please. Avoid it. My editor knows. I would say, see, and if you send me any manuscript to go over and I see, I don't like to see it because in my own head, once I see it anywhere, even if I see it on anybody's book outside, I'm like, this person, I will start suspecting that book that this book is there. I don't like it, right? I don't, and that's the same way. It's not because really about that you don't like it, but there's just some people are just very, I don't know. They pay attention. Their eyes is very sharp. And you just say, so this is that all these book are their AI book. So you don't even want people to suspect at all. So you want to avoid that. So what you do is to replace them with comma, semicolon, or colon. So this is what comma is. So this is comma, this is semicolon, this is semicolon. That's the difference between them. So you should know when to use this particular one. You use colon mostly when you want to make a list, like you want to itemize something. That's when you use colon, right? And sometimes a semicolon would also work in place of a comma, especially if you have used comma before in that sentence. You don't want to repeat it again. You can use a semicolon. Of course, it's not when you are trying to like make a list also to now say the people in attendance include the states in attendance include Ogun, Edo, Oyo, Zamfara. Then I start using semicolon. No, you want to use comma for all of those ones. But if you have a full set, a phrase that you have written before, you put a comma there, then another phrase, you should use a semicolon there, right? So that's that. So for all the places where we have this M dashes, M dashes, replace them with comma. So it says there are several reasons why people struggle to finish books, to finish their books, to finish, instead of saying finish. So that's an example of a missing word, right? That's example of missing word. So the reason why people struggle to finish their books, there are several reasons why people struggle to finish their books. Fear of criticism, There are several reasons why people struggle to finish their books. Full stop. They include fear of criticism, comma, lack of confidence, comma, procrastination, comma, poor planning, and uncertainty about whether readers will value their message, full stop. So there are several reasons why people struggle to finish their books, full stop. They include fear of criticism. Do you understand? So that's another example of when you have a long sentence, awkward sentences. So yeah, there are several reasons why people struggle to finish their books. So let's put there. Sorry, to finish their books. Okay. There are several reasons why people struggle to finish their books. These include, okay, these include fear of criticism. These include fear of criticism, comma, lack of confidence. Okay, fear of criticism, lack of confidence. So you put criticism, comma, lack of confidence, procrastination, poor planning, comma, and uncertainty about whether readers would value their message. So that's how to replace. So you just put comma there. I think there's another one here too. I saw another one. Okay, I think that's all for the M dashes. So wherever you see those long hyphen, just replace it with comma where appropriate. Right? Put comma where appropriate there. Okay. So you put comma where appropriate. All right. So then the next one that we need to look out for is long paragraph. Yeah, long paragraph matter. Like when you have very lengthy paragraphs. But I think for this particular write-up, the paragraphs are okay. But imagine if this paragraph here, this paragraph one and two, yes. Imagine if paragraph one and two are being lumped up into one, like you have it together like this. There's no space in between. And you look at it compared to every other paragraph, it is like the one that has a lot of very worded text. You want to split it, right? Because you can see that the other paragraphs are like six, seven sentences, six, seven sentences, six, seven sentences. But this one is more than six, seven sentences. So you want to split it up. So you just split it, put enter and push it down a bit. So that way it's very easy to read, right? It makes the when you are reading it, it makes the eyes less tiring reading through a very lengthy text. So that's that. This manuscript is very okay when it comes to paragraphing. It's okay. It's not there are no overcrowded paragraphs here. The paragraphs are almost the same length. I mean sentence wise. Okay. Now for then another thing again that we need to check for, so include Bible references. These are for pastors or people that write spiritual books or Christian literature. I've said it earlier, avoid quoting Bible references. Too much of it is not good, right? Because you are not expect your readers are not they are not expected to be reading Bible. And in fact, people that are reading your book too, they might not be Christians, right? So you don't expect them to be reading and reading and reading. So some people say they want to use it to win souls, but you have to understand the goal of the purpose of your book, right? So your book is not a tract, it's a book to help somebody solve a particular problem or for them to come to the knowledge of something. So if they want to read Bible, they know where the Bible is. They will go and download the app or open their Bibles and read. So you want to avoid that you want to avoid too many Bible quotations. You can put the Bible reference, oh John 3:16, put it there. Let them go and read it. Rather than you quoting the whole of John 3:16 or John chapter 3, you want to avoid that. Now in our manuscripts here, there are some Bible reference issues, right? Yes, there are some Bible reference issues. So let's go and look for them. The person went spiritual in the course of documenting our experience here. So here in this paragraph says the Bible encourages believers not to despise small beginnings, as it says in Zechariah 4:10 NKJV. Now, when you are putting Bible references in your book, it's very important that you put the what's it called now? Put, even though in your copyright page, you should put a note that says that all Bible quotations are taken from the New King James Version of the Bible. Then you also add the reference of that particular King James version. You know there's always revised versions, like they always have revisions. So you put the correct referencing in the year so by so publisher. These information are available online, so you can search for them. So always indicate in your copyright that, oh, you reference, because you know you it's like when you are referencing somebody's book, you are mentioning somebody's book or somebody's word verbatim in your book, and you refuse to acknowledge them, it's not right. So that same it happens for the Bible too. Though the Bible is like a general book, but still you have to put it in your copyright that all quotations, all scripture quotations in this book are taken from the New King James Bible, or from Amplified Bible, or Message Bible, or Revised Standard Version, New Living Translation. You put the year that that particular version was written and the publisher by. So you are referencing them. It's subtly you're acknowledging them, right? So if you do that, it will also prevent you from having to write NKJV, NKJV, NK every now and then, because already you have indicated at the beginning of the book that the scripture all the quotations there, if you see anyone at all, is from NKJV. So they know. But at the meaning that happens that you use different versions, let's say like three versions. After you have stated it in your copyright page that this quotation is coming from this particular book, you have to also state also too that except otherwise stated, put that clause there, except otherwise stated. So in those instances where it is not from NKJV, you now indicate Message Bible, MSG, New Living Translation, NLT, New International Version, NIV, New KJV, King James Version. You understand? You indicate in front of it. Now, how do we properly do this? The Zechariah that was being quoted in this our friend's book, how do we do it? Right, Zechariah chapter 4 verse 10 NKJV. Now the NKJV should be in quotation, in parenthesis rather, sorry, in parenthesis. So you put it in parenthesis, open and close, right? So NKJV. There's no need to write everything out, right? You don't need to write New King James Version. You don't need to write, just put NKJV like that. And then for Philippians, so they quoted Philippians 1 verse 16. Yes, Philippians 1:16. It will also indicate in front of it to NKJV. Then see what this person did there, Psalms 20, chapter 23, verse 1. So there are certain times that some manuscripts, some people will even write Philippians 1 verse, they'll put VS, now that's short form for verse. They'll put VS, some people will put only V. Whichever one you want to follow, ensure you are consistent with it. But this is usually the common one, the one that has colon in the middle. That's the common one. So stick with it. This one that this person is doing here is over sabi. And again, you need to know that the spelling of Psalm here is wrong. Psalm here should not add S. If you are saying the book of Psalms, because it's a collection of different psalm, makes it Psalms, right? But if you are referring to just one, it is Psalm. Remove the S. Psalm 23 verse 1. And some people that used to say Psalm 23 verses 1, it's not verses, it's just one verse. Except you are quoting verse 1 to verses 1 to 10, right? That's different because it's more than one. But if it's just one, you can say, open your Bible to Psalms 91 verses 1. It's not verses, it's one, verse 1, right? So yeah, because we are referring to a particular chapter of the Psalm, of the books of Psalms, right? You should be Psalm, remove the S, Psalm 23 verse 1. So you should be reading as this, Psalm, Psalm 23, okay? So Psalm 23 colon 1, then in bracket NKJV. So that's it. All right, then you proceed to tell us what it says. proceed to tell us what it says. So that's how to quote the Bible translations. You have to be very consistent. If you are using colon, use colon. If you are using verse, or you are using the short form. For example, now the short form of Psalm is, this is it, PS. This is the short form of Psalm. Psalm. If you want to write, I think Zechariah, I think it's being written like this. Some form of Zechariah is being, the short form is written this way. Some can write their own like this. I think some also have their own like this as well too. So that's that. The short form, you can use the short form. If you want to use short form, if you want to use long form, write everything out in full. Just make sure that it is consistent all through. So that's that. Then what else again? Okay, we also have numbers and dates. How do you write numbers and dates? How do you write numbers and date appropriately? Now, let me start with date. For dates, there's a way you write date in British English and there's a way you write date in American English. In British English, it always follows this protocol of day, month, and year. Day, month, and year. Let me look for example of this in this our messy draft here. Yes, this is one, February 14, 2025. Now, this you might look at it as the date is correct, but the way it's being written is not professionally acceptable because this is written in American style. So you want to write it in British style. So in British style, it's always day, month, and year. Day, month, year. What day? 14. What month? February. What year? 2025. And there is no punctuation in between. So this should be 14 February 2025. 14 February 2025. That's it. Day, month, year. If you check forms, if you are filling forms, whether online or physically, maybe in banks, you will always see that they always have this box, 6 boxes like this, and then they'll put DD, YYY. That's the standard method. So it's 14 February 2025, no punctuation in between. So that's how to write your date. Now let's now talk about numbers. How do you write numbers? Let's look for numbers in these are messy drafts. Do we have numbers here? Yes, we have numbers here. Yes, this part. Let me highlight it. 5 coaches, 7 consultants, 15 pastors. Okay. Now when you are writing numbers from 1 to 10, you have to write them in words. Any number from 1 to 10, you write them in words. So if you are saying 5 mangoes, 5 should be in word, FIVE, 5. If you are writing 6 cattles, 6 should be in words, SIX, 6. 6 cattles, right? So from 1 to 10, numbers 1 to 10 should be written in words. But any number above 10, you write them as numerals, like you write them as numerals. So if you are writing 11, 1 and 1, 11. If you are writing 100, 100, 100, right? Okay, so that's the rule that you need to take when it comes to numbering while editing your manuscript, that numbers 1 to 10 should appear in words and then every other number above 10 should be in numbers. Although there are exceptions, right? So if you are writing money 100 naira, 100 naira should be in 100 naira. The 100 should be percentages, 100%, 70%. If you are writing measurements, 20 centimeters, you put it there. Statistics, you are trying to say, oh, 50% of the women in Afghanistan, you put 50% in numerals, like you write them in numerals as numbers, not in words. Okay, so now let's go back and correct this our messy draft because I know it's getting late already and I don't want to waste our time. So 5 coaches here, this 5 here should be in words, FI FIVE, FIV, 5 coaches, 7 consultants is correct. 15 pastors is also correct because 15 is more than 10. 15 is more than 10. Okay, so that's that. There are still other corrections there too. I think there are still other places where that appeared. I think okay, those are just those places. Yeah, so that's that. So you have to take notes. That's when it comes to numbering. So in case your editor finally returns your manuscript to you and you see that that's one, you'll be able to tell them because already you attended this class and you know what it means, right? You're able to tell them, oh, this one is wrong. Do you think this figure should be written in numeral or should be written in word? They'll go and check their book again and say, ah, you are correct. So this person know what they are doing. All right. So then next is I think that's so. Yes. We looked at Bible references, numbers and dates. We've looked at long paragraphs, M dashes and punctuation, AI expressions, what to do, tense consistency. We've looked at British and American English. We've looked at missing words and awkward sentences. We've looked at spelling errors. So what else? What is left again? What is left again that we haven't touched? What is left again that we haven't touched? What is I'm in the comment now. I'm checking the comment to see what is left again that we haven't touched. Of course, our chapter in that 4, it should be capital letter C, right? So the chapter in the C in chapter should be capital letter C. So capital letter C, chapter 4, right? So which other one again is left that we haven't touched? Now, while I wait for your response on in the comment section, let me quickly say this. I think I've also mentioned quite a lot about how you can use AI to write your manuscript. If you have used AI to write your manuscript, I said earlier, I said it's very, very important that that you try and use prompt your AI well. So these are the things that you will tell AI before AI starts writing for you. That AI, you have to use British English all through. Avoid M dashes. Wherever you see you have to use M dash, replace with comma, semicolon or colon. Use brackets or quotation marks when you are writing your manuscript. Use Okay. So also you should be telling also these are also instances where you need to tell AI while you are prompting. You need to tell AI that AI oh listen well now. I've write this you have to write this manuscript for me oh in past tense or write this manuscript for me in present tense, right? You also need to tell AI that AI you as writing this manuscript avoid generic AI words such as tapestry, explore, intrinsic, then you start naming all those words that comes to your head and more, right? Then you also tell AI please write in paragraphs of 7 sentences. That way it will break down those sentences for you in paragraphs. It should not just lump everything together, right? Then these are times you also need to tell AI please ensure to use the British style of writing where applicable. So it will affect the number, the way it writes the number, it will affect the way it writes the date. And if you are writing a spiritual book, like I said earlier, that you know that you are posting from a particular verse of the Bible, a particular version of the Bible, you tell them all quotations kindly note or don't put kindly to the head of where it starts when just say note that all Bible quotations should be according to NLT version, New Living Translation version of the Bible. That's what I want. You understand? So the reason why we have dysfunctional manuscripts at the end of the day by authors is because we are not prompting well. So nobody is saying do not use AI, but when you are using AI, don't let AI complicate work for you or your editor at the end of the day. Because like I said at the start of this class, I said there's a particular manuscript that we have on facility management. The manuscript looks like it is an academic or research paper. It's so I mean it's so complex. At the point I'm like, sir, we are going to have to rewrite this manuscript. There's nothing you can tell anybody because it's too worded. The terms are big. Another person or random person cannot just stumble on the book to say, "Let me read this book," and they will start saying bogus and big English. I mean, they want to run away. So it's very important. Don't complicate work for yourself. Don't complicate work for your editor. Don't let AI spoil your book idea, the idea that you have in your head. So ensure that you tell the AI the right thing to do. That AI write this manuscript using British English and British style where possible or where applicable, and avoid the use of M dashes. Instead, replace with comma, semicolon or colon. Ensure to what else again? Ensure to write in paragraphs of 7 sentences. Then you also say, all of these things that we have learned, make sure to write in past tense and not present tense, or make sure to write in present tense and not past tense, right? That's the way you guide AI to write effectively well for you. because I tell you that there are so many manuscripts that you will think you have written heaven and earth, but you are only complicating things, especially with those AI generic words. Like I said, most of the correction that we saw in this our messy manuscript is not something that AI will do. AI will not omit words. AI will not make mistake with punctuation. AI will not do that. AI will not spell wrong words for you, except the problem is always British and American English. And I said by default, AI would write using American English. So you have to tell AI, pé use British English for me. Don't use your American English. British, please. Right? In fact, if it is possible, tell AI to write like a Nigerian, to write for your Nigerian audience so that I can put perspective in place that I'm writing for a Nigerian audience, typical Nigerian. How would they react? He will be thinking. Instead of just writing like there are somebody somewhere in the America, they will write for people that are within your scope. So like I said, we are not against AI here. All we are saying is that you should learn to prompt write so that you don't end up confusing yourself or your editor, and you don't end up confusing your audience at the end of the day with big grammar. So and I said in case AI manages to escape narrowly and write all the big grammar, because AI likes to show itself to I know I have this grammar. In case AI manages to escape doing that you have instructed it to do, what you need to do is to now take your time, search for look through your manuscript, look for the big bogus, like you feel that this book is for teenagers oh, this English is too much, they cannot understand it oh, let me simplify it. Go and look for synonyms of those words and replace it with it. So when you replace, you read the sen ten ce again and make sure that it makes sense. Don't just replace and go. Read it. Does this sen ten ce make sense? If it doesn't make sense, look for another synonymous word and use it again until you see that this thing make sense. So and then what I've actually explained to you today, I said it's going to do two things, which is this is called self-editing, which is your part as an author. So it does two things for you. Number one, it helps to reduce cost. You know that editors charge per word. Yes, they will check your word counts, they will charge, they will multiply it and give you your fee. Now, in order to reduce that amount, you make sure that you play this part well. Remove every edit. So what they are left to do is just developmental editing and line editing. So they are checking again, how can we simplify this sentence? This sentence is too long. Can we simplify it? This person is telling too much story. This is just what they want to say oh. How can we say it better? That's what they will be doing. So that way it will reduce, because when you send manuscripts to a professional editor, they would do what we call a review. They will first check and see how deep the problem is so that they will know how well they will charge you. When they see that some small work, nothing, no big deal yet, they will reduce the price for you because they know they are not doing too much work. Then number two is going to save you time, 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 right? So because if your manuscript is really deep in error, it will take your editor time. They can say 2 weeks, depending on how busy the person is or how bulky the manuscript is. Your manuscript is like 200 pages. It's a lot. You don't want them to do nonsense work for you. They have to take their time to read through. So that is how you can self-edit your manuscript, right? And make it at least publish ready to a very large extent. And considering your budget, you find an editor to work with. So I want to know, if do we have questions? Do we have questions? Please, questions oh, abeg oh. We spent almost 2 hours here now. This is 1 hour 40 something minutes. Questions, please. I can see goodness. Goodness is here. It says I'm learning. My friend, read gist with Ewa. Are you here? Questions. Questions for me. Any questions for me? What would you like to tell me? What would you want me to know? What would you want me to know? What would you want me to know? Are we still there? Questions. And if you okay. I think somebody is typing. Questions for me, are we still there? I know it's almost 10. Yeah, everybody can go and rest even though tomorrow is Saturday. Question for me. Question for me. Okay, so questions, in the absence of questions, I think I would like to end the class here. Should you want to follow me, you can follow me on Facebook with this same name that is showing on your screen. Oluwaborishoyele. Yeah, let me stop sharing. Okay, so you can always check me out there. I'm always on Facebook. Like that's my dwelling place. So you always find me on Facebook. I post there from time to time. I post a lot of educational content on book publishing. So you can always send me a DM. I'll answer your question. Yeah. And then also, CJ, are you there? So if you have any question at all for me, you can always reach out to me on Facebook, Oluwaborisheli, the name that's showing on your screen, and I will I will
Can you hear me?
okay, I can hear you now. Can see that the
Okay.
screen is
Okay.
blank. Okay. So
I'm
I
trying
will
to understand what happened. Okay, let me see.
okay, it's coming up now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was very, very amazing. Um, it's just a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn, and I know there's more from where this is coming. There's more from where it's coming from. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so, so much. So I wanted to ask, right? So what's so special about ISBN? What's the whole thing about ISBN number?
Okay. Yeah, ISBN number is very important. Now, it's funny, like, I don't know. Sometimes, it's kind of interesting where you are saying something and people are not, you want everybody, like, they don't want to know about it. It's a secret, really, and it's not a secret, right? But then,
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing ISBN, application and processing, for over 5 years now. All right, and we issue numbers in large quantity, so we have that capacity, and we are not the ones issuing it. We actually liaise with the National Library of Nigeria because they are the only ones that can give numbers. We only do the processing. We help you process it. We don't give numbers. Okay. Now the numbers, ISBN numbers are issued per book format and per title. They are issued per title and per book format. So that means you have ISBN for ebook, you have ISBN for paperback, you have ISBN for hardcover, you have ISBN for audiobook. You should get them separately, right? Now the thing is this, I would say that I would always tell people that if you are publishing your book only as an ebook, it's not compulsory that you get an ISBN for it, right? I don't want to publish it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, you're just wasting money, honestly. Because if you go to platforms like Amazon, they give you ISBN for free, even though it comes like in their own name, sort of, right? As like the issuing publisher. But still, if you are doing ebook, you don't need an ISBN. Go ahead and sell your ebook. Go ahead and promote it. When you now make enough money and you want to print the book in hard copy, then proceed to get an ISBN. It's very important that you publish a book that has an ISBN. There are few exemptions, very few, and that's in case of where maybe let's say you're not selling the book, it's a free book, you wrote not for sale. Even at that too, you should still get ISBN, but just like maybe like for maybe you are doing awareness for sickle cell or for cancer, and you've written a free book that you are not selling. It's just for awareness, sensitization. When you go for those programs like that, you give to people for free. You might not need to get one. Those are the like the exemptions, but every other time, please get an ISBN. It's always at the back of your book, at the back, on the back cover right here. That's where you have your ISBN. Because when you have when you get your ISBN, so there's something called CIP, that's catalog in publication, that they will do for your book. And then when you print the book, you have to submit copies of it to the National Library, such that anybody can visit the library, any important person can visit, and they see your book and they find it valuable. They want to order more copies. Now, how will they reach you if you do not have ISBN and your book is not in the library? So that's it. But if it's for ebook, no need. But for paperback, please, if you are printing it in Nigeria, please get your your ISBN.
Okay, thank you so much. That's I mean that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. Um and I know, yes, you have there's a training that you do, so I would like you to share that with us. Tell us about it, because I know that maybe one person or two or three or people who will come here and watch the replay, because the replay is going to be available for a while. I think the next 24 hours is going to be up here. So like please do share with us what, for someone who wants to go deeper in this, learn from you, or have you do it for them. I don't know. I believe there's a lot more that you have to offer. So I'm seeing another slide. Is this slide for us?
Oh yes, I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay. So please you know let us know, let us know, just what do you have for us? What do you have for us that anybody here can jump on? And
All right.
I want to say something. I want to say a very big thank you specifically to Real Gist with Hewa, right? Real Gist with Ewa
Yes.
6845. Please message me. I will have something for you. In fact, I have something to offer you. I have something for you as a reward, right? As a reward for joining in. So please send me a message, and I'll send what I have for you across. Thank you very much. Over to you, Oluwabori.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm trying to check my. Okay. I hope. Let me know if you can see my screen now. Okay, thank you very much. So currently now there's, just based on what CJ just asked me now, there's a particular training now for ISBN training. So you can offer this service, you can offer the ISBN application and processing stuff as a service and earn money from it actually. In fact, sometimes I wonder why some of this aspect of book publishing, why some people don't take it as a core aspect and major on it and make money from it. So the cost is just for 10,000 naira. Yeah, it's for 10,000 naira. ISBN made easy. It's a very simple video course, very simple, like in less than 5 hours. I don't need to put up to 5 hours, you'll be through with it. So it's very, very easy, very, very easy, where you learn how to apply for ISBN online and even offline, the process, the procedures involved, things that you need to know, how to charge for it. It's just for 10,000 naira. ISBN made easy course is for 10,000 naira. Now, aside from this, I don't know if you can see my screen. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to share my screen. Aside
Don't
from
worry, I'll
this,
share it.
okay, all right, thank you. Aside from this, we also have a particular offer right now that we are working on, and this is something that we usually do not do at Popcode Publishing. Like, we don't do this. It's very rare. This is June, right? So we decided to just roll out the offer for people who are saying, "Oh, I would love to publish my book with you, but this your fee is too much." So we decided to bring it down for people to actually enjoy, and it's the done for you ebook publishing offer. So here you are just sending us your I'm trying to see. You are just sending us your, what's it called now? You're sending us your manuscript. That's what we want to work with. You want to work with your manuscript, right? Once you send us your manuscript, we do the editing for you, proofreading, the editing, the proofreading, the book cover design, where you get to even choose yourself, you get to choose the cover that you want, the cover of choice, the mock-ups. We'll also get to give you ISBN as well too, so you don't need to pay for ISBN. We'll give you ISBN for free, and then we'll publish the book for you on 4 online publishing platforms basically. So you get to have them on 4 online platforms, and then it comes with, I don't know why I'm trying to share my screen, but okay. It comes with it comes with 5 bonuses as well too for you. Yeah. It comes with 5 bonuses as well for you that you can enjoy as well. And so the total cost is meant to be 220,000 naira, but by influence of Coach CJ here, we'll give you for 80,000 naira, and you can pay in 2 installments, 40,000 before and then 40,000 um after we're done, before we deliver the deliverables to you. So that way it makes it much more easier for you. So if you're a student here, you are you are a busy professional, you have a manuscript sitting on your laptop for years, this idea is, you have it, there's this thing you just are not able to publish, it's time for you to work on it, right? So it's meant to be 220,000 naira, but we're giving it out for 80,000 naira, and you can pay in 2 installments, 40,000 naira upon commencement, and then the remaining balance after completion, before delivery. Yep, I'm trying to show the flyer. I don't know why it's not coming
I
up.
can't see. I can't see it. Pull it up again.
Okay, let me see. Windows. Okay, I found it now. So sharing my screen now. Okay, so like I said, it's for 220,000 naira. It's for a limited period of time. 10 slots already, and the slots are gradually being filled up. So very soon, once you get filled up, once you have the 10 slots, we would close the offer. So you can jump right on it. It's just for 80,000 naira. So let it not be that it should not be July 1st. Not come and start saying, "Oh, please, there's this offer." It has gone by then. That's the end. So it's just for 80,000 naira. You have to pay in 2 installments. That makes it very much easier for you. And the duration is just within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, you have your book. Yes, because I used to tell people there's time between a manuscript and a book. Manuscript is the raw version, the book is the finished version, and it can be in soft copy or hard copy, right? So you can always proceed ahead, proceed to print that particular book ahead, as well, to rather. So when you now have enough funds, you can now say, "Oh, I want to print the book." It will also be available to print your book in hard copy. Of course, I showed you the different books we worked on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 here. And currently we are working on two books this month. Yes, 2 books this month. We are printing 1,100 copies, 1,000 for a particular client and 100 copies for another client. The least we do is actually 100 copies. Yeah, and we deliver anywhere in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria. So thank you so very much, Coach CJ. I really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. So you can reach out to Coach CJ as well if you're interested. You will get he will link you up with me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like this was amazing. This was amazing. It's almost like we're in a paid class, paid master class. Thank you very much. Thank you. So please you go follow her. the conversation that we've had today is not something that you just go, do once and dump it. You need to follow up, right? Follow her on Facebook. Like she said, she's always there. She's always there. I see your posts all the time. And just like me, you give a lot of trouble, you know. You have energy
Really?
for trouble.
I really don't
Yes,
want
though.
to. Seriously, I envy you a lot. But sometimes I like to keep my thoughts within me. I'm like, don't let me share this. But then I'm coming out small, small because I used to share my PAVs on podcast, and that way I'm kind of like trying to like. But anyways, you
Yeah,
are you are.
I am war. I am war. I'm a fight. So yeah, keep up the amazing work. Keep up the amazing work. I mean, I look forward to seeing more of what you're doing. I look forward to bigger, better collaborations. Today, I'm just kind of. I mean, it's strange. I know a lot of people are still going to watch this later. I shared this to different communities. Um, One of my communities has very large membership. And I shared this link to them. That's the Abuja community. Share the link with them. I was expecting a lot of them will join, but I don't know. Probably because a lot of people have not really been interested in writing and publishing books, or they don't even think it's something that they can do. So a lot of times you have to like start creating that awareness that, oh, okay, you can actually write, or you should write books. It was during lockdown, or let's say after the lockdown, that my eyes opened to this, to the fact that it's one of the ways that I can strengthen my brand voice, by writing books. And interestingly, I wrote some books. I wrote some ebooks. I made money from them. I sold them like that, like that, like that. I did not even know these things you are saying now. I didn't know all of these things about editing and all. It was later on I started learning about editing. I think Lady read my book from the US. I was like, the book is wonderful, it's amazing, it's valuable, but then it doesn't look professional. You know, it needs a professional touch. And that was when it dawned on me. I had to go and start looking for, how to properly edit, format, proofread everything that I was putting out. So yeah, that's how we got here. That's how my journey into fine tuning began. So thank you very much once again. Thank you very much once again. You go follow her. Everybody, please do follow her. Oluwabori Shoele. I don't. Did I pronounce the second one correct? Shoele.
Yes, you did.
Call it. I don't agree. I don't believe so.
You
Let me
did.
hear. Let me hear it from you.
Okay. It's actually like you can break it into three syllables, right? Show yearly.
Shoyele.
Yes.
Shoyele. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oluwabori.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
All right.
welcome.
All right.
Yeah,
Good night.
thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Are you going? What's what's going on? This is meant to be okay. Okay, yeah. So to those who are still here, well done. Well done. Have an amazing night rest. Okay. So please, real gist with Ewa. Please don't forget to send me a message. I said I have something for you for participating actively. Okay. Thank you for showing up. You were very, very, very active. You made the session interesting. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.